Kadoosh. It's Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming, and I got an interesting video for us today because there's a card out there that's been on my radar for quite some time. I'm talking like quite a few years, and I wouldn't say I have a large position in it, but and I will tell you what position I have in the card when we get to it. Something is going to occur, and I think I figured out what that something is and when it will take place, which is pretty crazy. I'm theorizing here, okay? But you'll hear me out in just a few minutes. But first, we're going to take a look at Mr. Spider-Man Cosplay accidentally wins Best Magic the Gathering character costume at an LGS. How does that even happen? Now, at first glance, I was like, is this like a big Wizards of the Coast event, or something? I don't believe so. But is it one of those like big WPN stores? The Wizards Play Network store, are they affiliated with that? I really didn't dive into it. But here's what happened. Columbus, Ohio. I'm up in Cleveland, maybe like 2 hours north of Columbus. A tense moment happened at a Halloween event today as a man going to a comic book store while dressed in a Spider-Man costume won a Magic the Gathering costume contest by accident. Mr. Ted, the Spider-Man cosplay and costume content victor, had not planned to enter the contest and was merely walking past local game shop Generally Games, that's the name, no quotes there, on his way to a Halloween party at a comic shop, the Chuckling Orc. Okay, so what happened was, I'm on the way to my favorite comic store, which is right behind that weird game shop, explained Plensk. Why is it weird, bro? From behind an incredibly screen-accurate mask. But as I'm walking by, some guy stops me. He says, "Holy crap, that's a great costume. You must be loving the new set." This guy's like oblivious. I wasn't sure what set he meant, but I was proud of the Maguire era costume, so I'll take any compliment anyone wants to give me, even nonsense ones. So after I thank him, he goes, "You're definitely a shoo-in for the $50 prize. Times have been tough for me lately, and $50 is $50. I agree, $50 is $50. So I say, "Oh, sure, right, absolutely. Where do I sign up?" He leads me to a table inside Generally, and as I sign up, I look around at these real weirdos that are apparently my competition. Why you hating, bro? You want to talk about it? There's this super tall, hot lady with veins on her chest and a dumb boomerang on her face. Some slick-haired dude with blue lights and copper pipes coming out of his wrists, and a gosh darn furry with a big arse axe. Could have been me in disguise, never know. I have no idea who the heck any of these people are supposed to be, but after about 20 minutes of signing in, they got everyone in the shop to vote, and bam! I'm walking out of there with some quick cash while a dude in a lame Tin Man suit yells at me about fortification and universe is beyond BS, whatever that is. No skin off my back, I'm rich, or $50. This is pretty funny, man. So the Tin Man turned out to be Karn Silver Column cosplay, who had to be removed from the store by police due to his animosity towards the crowd who awarded the prize to Plensk. What is going on? This is just a silly story from front to back. Congratulations on winning. But yeah, I'm like, is this like a WPN store? Is Wizards putting this on, and it's going to make news. And that's why, this random guy in the Spider-Man costume has won. Is that really what happened? And I bet these other costumes, which we don't see them here, but I bet they were just like amazing, they could have been, they could have stunk too. But I think, just in my crazy opinion, there was a push for him to win. Anyway, let's take a dive here. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, and I got a bit to break down here. Is Mox Tantalite good? Is the question. I before I dive into this little article really quick, I own 30, maybe 40 of the base, which we'll go over price in a second. Quite a bit of foils, maybe 10 or so, of the regular OG Modern Horizons. And I also recently spent about $240 picking up the Secret Lair. We'll get to this one also. Foil etched Mox Tantalite. This is correct. I grabbed just shy of 20. Mox Tantalite is generally considered the weakest of the Moxen. Yeah, because it's suspended. You got to wait like 3 turns to use the dang thing, right? So despite this drawback, it is still considered a playable card in certain contexts. It can be useful in decks that can cheat it onto the battlefield or use cascade effects to bypass its delay. There you go. It is also noted for its ability to produce any color of mana, which is a significant advantage over the original fixed color Moxen. And it can still contribute to synergies like Metalcraft when used with Mox Opal. While some players consider it inferior to other Moxen, including Mox Jasper, others acknowledge its niche utility, particularly in decks that can activate it early or benefit from its colorless mana production. Its price is more accessible than the original Power 9 Moxen, making it a more affordable option for players seeking a Mox-like effect. Yes, I was buying these at $6. $6. There's a little Reddit article I pulled up also, but I'm not going to really dive into it. Y'all ever play with Mox Tantalite? You can just pause right here if you want to go over it, though. However, here's the price we're looking at right now. This is the Mox Tantalite. So yeah, that's suspend 3, right? So rather than cast this card from your hand, you pay 0 and exile it with 3 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. Add 1 mana of any color. I don't have a very large position. I'm not trying to hype this card up by any means. I like to speculate. And man, when I'm right, it's just such a feel good. And there's been quite a few times I was right. I'm obviously wrong as well, guys. This does occur. But the times I am right, I like to go na boo boo because I'm telling you probably about a year in advance before this actually happens. And you're looking at the price right now. About $10.50. Most recent sale, $9. You could pick up lightly played versions, for under $10. And then the price just kind of goes up from there, So why do I think... Oh, yeah, one more. Here's the one I just recently purchased. This was earlier this week, actually, because I just had this epiphany. I'm like, man, this card, it's not going to blow up, but my thoughts on all Moxes. And I did the exact same thing with Mox Amber. And everyone's like, dude, that card's whack, whatever. It's not going to do much, It's going to be like some narrow crap, in Commander. And for a while it was. But then Wizards started making more legendary 2-drops, 3-drops, where Mox Amber got to see a significant increase in play because of that, and the price just went up. I was buying Mox Ambers. This is no joke. I had a whole boatload of them, man. I probably had about 30, 40 of the regular ones, which I was buying them between $6 and $10. Yep, in mint condition. And foils, anywhere from 20 to, I want to say, 30. And we're talking maybe even upwards of 35, I think, was the most expensive. And that was some pre-release, And I probably had about, 3 pages worth in a binder, maybe 4 pages in a binder. So was that 27 maybe copies, possibly 36 copies, in foil. It was nuts, right? And I held out until the price was pretty high. And the price, when I sold, the price has still gone up since then, okay? I sold them to patrons, I think when Mox was at $45, but was it $45, something like that? Let's see what the price is now. What's cooking good looking? 63. And yes, it was hard. It was hard. So hard for me to get rid of my pre-release Mox Ambers. I think I still have one somewhere. I might have held on to just one. I didn't really get any Mox Amber. By the time this hit, the card was already like found to be seeing more play because of the increase in legendary creatures and stuff that would turn it on. But yeah, I may still have one of these pre-release copies floating around somewhere. But man, yeah, picking these up, look at the whammy. I was buying these at like $30. I think 35 was tops. I even probably picked one up for $25. And this is the moderately played foil list right there. Recently sold. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh, you can't even buy them anymore. I feel like a dummy for selling them when I did, but you know what? Patrons, they get they got a good kick out of it, man, and they got a darn good steal. So let's talk about why I think this card is about to go boom. To boldly go where no man has gone before. Star Trek, November 2026. Star Trek is all about, well, not all about, but there's definitely light speed. There's teleportation. There's all types of little crazy time traveling stuff or bending time. My thought is that we are going to see some kind of interaction, some card, if not one card. There may be even a cycle of cards, perhaps, maybe, that allows the suspend mechanic, to just basically just be like forgotten. It's lifted, or maybe you can remove one suspend counter. Like the second this card drops, boom, remove a suspend counter from a card. Or possibly wipe all of them away, period. Which, if that's the case, yeah, Mox Tantalite will jump in value. And the other reason that I believe it's going to go up is because, tell me a Mox that has never found synergy ever in the history of Magic, and the price ended up going up. Tell me of any Mox, please. Can't argue the Amber. Jasper. Here's a list. Of course, the Power 9. We can get past this really quick. Serialized Mox Amber. Wow. That climbed beautifully. The Mox Diamond. Whoa, baby. Very spicy. Had a BGS 9.5. Sold it. I know. I should have held on to that one too. The rest of the Power 9. Who cares about this stuff? Chrome Mox. Oh, these are, God, these were so nice, man. The masterpieces from Kaladesh. If you've ever held one in person, they are gorgeous. Another topic, though. Mox Opal. Wow. I mean, that one went down a bit and then just boom, through the roof, man. There's your base version of Mox Opal. Unbelievable. There's your base Chrome Mox. Even your Mox Lotus alternate foil from Unhinged is nuts. There's the Mox Amber that eventually took off. Here is the regular version. Unbelievable, man. What's the foil going for? Because I had a few of these. What's the foil version going for? 117. Oh, man, that hurts. I was getting rid of mine, guys. I was selling them to my patrons for like 70, 80 bucks. The foils, maybe even 65. Oh, man. Some regret, but, I appreciate my patrons. Link in the description if you want to join. Here's Mox Jasper. I think Mox Jasper also has potential to jump in price. I know it's low as well. I almost don't want to say anything because this is another card I was going to pick up, but add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control a dragon. Star Trek, again, I think it's going to be running parallel with that. We'll see the Morphlings, the Changelings, all that good stuff, and when that occurs, yeah, Mox Jasper will go up in price as well. Will both of them go up in price at the same time? I do not know. All it takes is some of those scenarios, to play out, and the price will jump. That's the pre-release version. There's Tantalite, and Mox Jasper is just below. There it is. Mox Jasper sitting at 1040, and we'll pull up a little price history on that. There's Jack in the Mox, which is the cheapest of all of them. I'm sorry, Mox Poison as well. This doesn't count. Sorry. That's the whole kit and caboodle on that. Let's take a look really quick. Stupid price hype, I know. So since it, I even said when this card bottoms out, I was gonna swing in. Oh man, right around here, it's about $8, $8.32 is its low. Wow. Okay, and now it's just barely up, barely above that. $10.40. Foil copy. Can we talk foil? $12.87. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't really see that. $12.87. This is gonna. I'm telling you, they're gonna go up. It's just waiting for that synergy. And if you're running already Changlings, or Morphlings, whatever, this is already in your commander deck, right? Yeah, it's already up in there. Same goes for Modern if you're playing that kind of thing, But those cards are going to jump in price, man. I'm telling you. Mox Jasper and Mox Tantalite. I can't believe I was buying Mox Tantalites for $5.56. It was nuts. Same goes for Mox Amber, and everyone thought I was stupid. They're like, dude, that card sucks. All it takes for a card to jump is some synergy, something that works with it well. And when that happens, magic happens. Fireworks, babies, anniversaries. I don't know. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think I'm a quack? I'd love to hear that. If you think maybe I made some valid points, please let me know about that as well. And I always enjoy hearing what cards you are speccing on. Right away, I go and look them up, and I see if, maybe this guy's onto something, So let me hear about that in the comments. All right. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, sweet. I fixed the audio. Sweet. And yeah, I appreciate you, man. If you enjoyed the video, cool. Skadoosh.